Good morning, ladies. Happy Friday. Hope everybody's doing well today, staying safe, enjoying that beautiful fall weather. We're going to start with a good morning stretch, which consists of a hip hinge, nice flat back, feeling the stretch in the hamstrings, knees are soft. Then you're going to drop the hips if you can into a little squat, and then reaching up over the shoulders, up on the toes, all right? So on the hip hinge, again, back is nice and flat. You're pushing the hips back. Functional movement, bending over, keeping the hamstrings, feeling that hamstring stretch, dropping the hips if you're able, and then coming up nice and tall, balancing on the toes, all right? So do a few more of these. Reaching up nice and tall, hinging from the hips, feeling that hamstring stretch, dropping the hips if you're able, up on the toes, great. Should feel like a great stretch, hence the name, good morning stretch. All right, stretching the hamstrings, dropping the hips, reaching up over the shoulders, nice and tall, stretching the calves. Let's do two more.
Begin set one.
And last one, hip hinge, and reaching up, great. Now we're going to do a step back, opening up the chest. So this requires some balance. But it's a great way to open the hips, open the chest, and then also stretch out the calves. So you're going to step back, trying to put that heel down, opening up the chest, so weight goes back a little bit behind you. And as you can see, or hopefully feel, this requires some balance. Now, if you're finding it challenging to do this, make it a smaller step back. If you step too far, it's going to be hard to balance, okay? So make it a smaller step back, but try to get that heel down so you feel that calf stretch, and at the same time, opening up the hip, opening up the chest, all right? A couple more of these.
Two.
Stepping back, opening up. Try to keep those feet facing forward if you're able to. Again, small step is easier to balance. Good. And opening up that chest, you're breathing. Excellent. Always like to do a lot of balance work. It's so important. Opening up the chest, opening up the hips. Let's do two more. Great. And last one. Nice. All right, let's put those feet nice and wide. Now open up the hips and feel that inner thigh stretch here as you reach across the body. Making sure that knee doesn't go past the hip here or the knee, or the foot. Okay? So you're pushing the hips back to feel that nice inner thigh stretch here. Again, mindful of that knee not going past the foot. You can modify this, so if you've got a knee that doesn't like to go sideways, you can make it a smaller motion. Just really focus on pushing those hips back, pushing the hips back. Great. Good. I like to sort of reach across with the opposite elbow, so I get a little more of a stretch there. Nice. And then we'll do a couple of doubles here, or pulses. Little pulse, nice. Making sure that knee doesn't go past the foot as you reach across the body. And you're breathing. Excellent. All right, let's do a little opposite arm and leg reach. Knee right in front of the hip. If you can, you're getting that hand right over the shoulder, keeping that range of motion, that reaching up range of motion. If you have a shoulder issue and you can't reach right over the shoulder, that's okay. Just reach as far as you can, as far as your shoulder will allow you. Yeah, try to keep that range of motion, picking up that march a little bit. Good. High knees if you're able. Excellent. Let's do a little row, booty kick, palms down, shoulders down, opening up the chest, driving the elbows back, knee right underneath the body, activating those hamstrings. Woo! Modifying if needed for knee, making it less of a kick. If you need to, chest nice and tall, abs are engaged. Great.
Stop exercise and
Two
switch
more.
to the next station.
All right, excellent. We're going to start with a sumo squat today. And I'm going to have you grab a band, if you've got your handy dandy band. We're going to put that around your wrists. We're going to add a little push out here. Now, if this is a great shoulder rehab exercise, if this becomes too much, you can do it. The push out without the band. But starting with the sumo squat, feet are wide, pointed out. Knees are going over second and third toe, elbows in. You're going to go down and up part way, okay? And then you're going to add A little push out at the top. A little push out of that band. Good. So with the sumo squats, we got inner thighs, we got glutes, we got quads working. Again, up and down motion, unlike a regular squat where you're pushing your hips back. Sumo squat is an up and down motion. So you're keeping your abs engaged. Think about being between two panes of glass, going up and down, pushing the knees apart. Again, inner thighs and glutes, quads working. With the band push out, you are activating this rear delt muscle, which is an upper back muscle, and it's not a big movement, it's just a small press out. Good. So great for posture, great for shoulder stabilization, little push out. Make sure your wrists stay nice and neutral. Notice how my hands are even with my forearms. I'm not doing this, okay? Palms are facing each other. Now, if the sumo squat doesn't work, you can always go to a wall sit or leg lift if you need to, all right? Woo! Feeling those inner thighs, feeling those glutes, shaking those legs out. Awesome. Now, if you're hot to trot and you want to add to this, you don't have enough going on, you're feeling like this isn't super challenging, you can stay nice and low here and add a heel raise, okay? With that push out. Again, this is optional if your knees are good and if you want more of a challenge. If you have a little bit of a knee issue and the sumo squat is enough, you're going to just stay with that and the band push out. Still a lot going on. Okay, but option to lift that heel. If you're lifting that heel, it's a small motion. Heel goes up. Okay, still a little push out of the band. Notice how my chest stays open the whole time. Small pulse here. Woo! Sitting deep if you can.
Exercise.
Whoa, nice. Shake those legs out. Well done. Shake the arms out. All right, final set. Pointing the feet out. Shoulders down, chest open. Pushing those knees out over second and third toe. Chest stays open. Small push out. If you're doing the heel raise, just stay down and do the heel raise. If you're not doing the heel raise, you're going to just do little pulses here. Nice. Keeping the abs engaged, ladies. Keep breathing. You're in your own home, so you can breathe freely, which is a luxury at this point. Here in the gym, we've got masks on, so it's a little challenging to breathe. All right. Great. Almost there. Little push out. Little push out.
Stop exercise.
Well done. Woo, shake it out. All right, we're going to keep the band and we're going to do a pull down today. So we did our little pushing motion. Now we're going to do a pulling motion. If you're able to do hand overhead pulling down, I'm going to have you do that. If overhead does not work for you for whatever reason, shoulder reason, you can do a row, okay? Both pulling motions, both functional motions. Left arm overhead and pulling down, elbow to torso. This is what it looks like, okay? My knees are soft, my abs are engaged. And again, if that overhead motion does not work, feel free to do your bow and arrow row here. Either way, that left arm stays straight. It's resisting the pull of the right arm, okay? And with the pull, you're working your back muscles. With the pull down,
exercise.
Specifically your lats, your big back muscles here, a little bit of shoulder, a little bit of biceps. With the row, a little bit more of the upper back, but still back muscles, great for posture. Let's go ahead and switch sides. This time my right arm is straight, overhead or in front of my chest.
Set 2.
And I'm pulling into my rib cage. Good. So you'll notice even the straight arm with its resisting is working hard to resist that pull of the other arm, okay? So we've got both arms working here. Abs are engaged, knees are soft. Great. Exhaling as you pull down or pull back in the row.
Stop exercise.
Woo! Shake it out. I'm going to take a layer off here because I'm warm. Hopefully you're warmed up too. All right, little stretch here. Back to my left arm overhead, knees soft.
Begin set 3.
Pulling right into that side. Keeping the core engaged, keeping the chest up. Exhale on the pull or exertion. Great. Shoulders stay down. Great, ladies, good work. Lower body stays quiet here. It's all about the upper body and the core engagement. Great.
Stop, exercise.
Woo! Shake it out. You have one last set. Right arm stays straight, either overhead or right in front of that chest. Here's our final set. Knees soft, abs engaged. Pulling right into that body as you exhale.
Set 4.
Nice. Great job, ladies. Keeping that right arm straight, whether it's in front or overhead. Resisting the pull of the left arm, which is your dynamically working arm. Shoulder stays down, focusing on those back muscles, shoulder muscles. Core engagement, almost there.
Stop, exercise.
Nice.
Switch to
Shake those arms out. Okay, we're going to put this around your ankles next, and we're going to do a band walk. If a band walk does not work for you, I would like you to put this over your knees and do a seated clamshell, which gets the same muscle group, which is hip and glute, okay? If you're doing the band walk, it's around the ankles. Again, seated clamshell over the knees, pushing apart. If you're doing the band walk, it's around the ankles, and you're going to be on the balls of your feet going forward and back. Now you can walk this, okay? But I want you to keep tension in that band. And if you're feeling like your knees are good and you want to do a little more of a jog here, make it more of an agility move, then you're going to do that, staying on the balls of your feet, keeping the arms moving.
Stop, exercise.
Nice. All right, we're going to switch it up and go side to side. Same thing applies. Stepping, if that's enough for you and you have maybe a knee issue and the stepping is enough, perfectly fine, keeping tension in the band. If you want more and you're able to do a shuffle, you can do a shuffle, all right? It's going to be a little bit more aerobic. That's only if your knees are good and the shuffle feels okay. If you're doing the clamshell, you're going to make sure you have tension in the band the whole time. So you're either going to close it open, or if you need more of a challenge, you're going to stay out and do some pulses, keeping tension in that band, all right? Woo! Either way, ladies, we are working hip and glute. Nice. Keeping the core engaged. Get that heart rate up. Woo! Shake it out. All right, back to forward and back. Stretch my neck out for a moment. All right, knees are soft, slight bend in the knees. Core engagement, shoulders down, keeping the arms moving. Here we go, tension in that band the whole time. Either walking or picking it up a little bit if you can. But trying to stay on the balls of your feet, either way, keeping tension in that band so you're really feeling it here. Great. So these muscles here are your really strong support muscles. It's important to keep them strong so that you're supporting your lower back, you're standing strong. Keeping those glutes nice and strong are important for that lower back. Great.
Stop, exercise.
Relax. Feeling that burn. All right, going back to side to side. Remember, if you're doing the clamshell, if you're not challenged at this point, hopefully you really are feeling it. Just make it a wider pulse, okay? But everybody should really be feeling it right here. All right, last set of these. Woo! Excellent. Hip and glute. Nice and open through the chest, whichever version you're doing, seated or standing. Nice, ladies, almost there. Woo! Should need this break. I do. I will, momentarily. Waiting for our friend. There we go. Woo! All right, taking the band off. Well done. All right, I'm gonna grab some weights and do some arm curls. And I'd like to actually have a little balance component to this as well. So I'm gonna have you put one foot in front of the other. We're gonna start with that, okay? Now, if this is challenging for you, you're gonna just hold the weights right here, okay? If you don't need to hold on to a wall or anything. If you need to hold on to a wall, that's another story. That's perfectly fine. You can hold on lightly and work on your balance. If you're able to hold weights, first step is to hold them here. If you're feeling like you can actually do some arm curls, we're going to do arm curls on one side. So I've got my right arm isometrically holding while my left arm is dynamically working here, okay? And that's only if your balance is good enough to do so. It's just challenging the balance a little bit more, all right? Switching feet. This time I've got my right foot in front, my knees are soft. Again, if you need to hold on to something here,
begin set.
but remember, any balance, you're staring at something fixed in front of you. This time I've got my other arm working dynamically, my right arm. So if you're mirroring me, you're going to be left arm. Great. So notice how my left hand is right in front of my elbow. This one, the fixed one, okay? Working that biceps isometrically. Great. My upper arms are fixed right by my sides, which keeps the biceps working. Good.
Stop, exercise.
Now, if you're saying, oh, this is kind of easy, I need a little bit more of a challenge for balance, feel free to lift that front leg up, okay? Otherwise, with the 2 feet down, make sure you're equally weighted. The tendency is to be a little bit in that back foot, so make sure your feet are equally weighted if you're doing the 2 feet down. If you're doing 1 foot up, here it is. Either way, if you can do alternating simultaneous, either with 1 foot down or that foot up, it's going to be a little bit more of a challenge, a lot more of a challenge on the balance, okay? Upper arm still fixed by my side. I like to turn that foot out to get a little inner thigh going here. Excellent.
Stop, exercise.
Really good. So yeah, you'll notice the alternating simultaneous, even with both feet down, is going to be a little bit more challenging on the balance, more going on. So if you can do that, please do so. All right, resetting, other foot in front, shoulders down, chest open.
Begin set.
Arms up. And option to lift that leg. Or keeping it down, equally weighted. Staring at your spot in front of you, your fixed outlet or piece of furniture. Don't look at your pet because your pet will probably be moving. Great, so something that's not moving, all right? To focus on that balance. Great job, ladies. Woo, how are those biceps feeling? Hopefully it worked. Pumping it, chest
Stop,
open.
exercise, and switch
Well
to the
done.
next station.
Great. All right, we're gonna go to the mat next. I'm gonna bring these guys, as we will use those at some point. We're gonna go to a bicycle crunch next. If you have head and neck issues, you're gonna go to dead bug instead, which just takes the head and neck out of the equation. So just to refresh dead bug, arms overhead, knees over your hips, opposite arming leg away from the body as you really engage the core, not letting that lower back lift off the mat. Remember, you can do one arm at a time here if you need more back support, okay? Really engaging the abs though either way, all right? If you're doing bicycles, legs are doing the same thing, but you're lifting your head and neck, shoulder going
Exercise.
towards the knee, all right? Take a break. So, 3 options, really we have more than 3 options, but let's to keep it simple enough. So knees are always starting here, all right? If you need more back support, you can put 1 foot down and do opposite arm and leg, meeting right in the center, really engaging the abs. Head stays down if you need that neck support as well. More advanced dead bug. Still engaging the abs, not letting the lower back off the mat. And if you're doing bicycles, you're lifting the head and neck without pulling on it. Shoulder towards that knee, working the obliques. Still thinking about engaging, pulling the abs in. You really have no choice here.
Stop.
Woo! On the break, pulling those knees in. Making sure that head and neck are nice and long, okay? Take advantage of that break. Shoulders are down. Neck is relaxed. All right, set number 3 coming up. I'm going to keep my elbows open. Shoulder towards the knee. Whichever version you're doing, you're pulling that navel in. You're not letting that low back come off of the mat. You're breathing. Nice, ladies. Woo! Great job. Abs should be lit up. Woo! Feels good. Nice. Great. Bringing those knees in. We have one final set. Start whenever you like. If your back is good and you want more of a challenge, go ahead and start. Otherwise, we're resetting. Shoulders down. Here we go.
Set 4.
Shoulder towards that knee. Make sure you're breathing. If you're doing bicycles, you're not pulling on the neck. You're keeping the elbows open. Excellent, ladies. Well done. We are almost there. This is our home stretch of bicycles or dead bug. Keeping the navel pulled in, really bracing with those abs. Excellent. Woo! Almost there.
Stop exercise and switch.
Well done. All right, right about now, I'm starting to glow a little bit. We're going to do some triceps next. We're going to do some skull crushers with the bridge. All right. So with the skull crushers, be careful getting your weights here. You're going to have your hands right over your shoulders.
Set 1.
You're going to have your upper arm stay still as your lower arm lowers and extends up over the shoulders. Okay, upper arm is not moving at all. As you work the triceps, extending up. All right, if you would like to add a bridge here, you're going to squeeze those glutes and come up with the arms. So compound movement, down together, squeezing the glutes, up together. Great.
Stop exercise.
Last one here, and extending up and squeeze the glutes. Awesome. All right, bringing those arms down. And if it's too much for you to do both, just stick with the skull crushers. Now you can also do skull crushers. I don't know if you've got, some of you may have one weight. If it's a heavy weight, you can also do them this way, okay? Of course, you have to stop at your forehead, all right? But that's another way to do skull crushers. If you need more shoulder stability, that works well, okay? Because the separate arms can be a little bit more challenging, all right? So here we go. Either single arm or double arm. Adding that bridge, coming up. Good, I'm going to stay up this time with the bridge. Everything nice and tight, glutes tight, abs
Stop
tight.
exercise.
Keeping the elbows right over the shoulders. All right, taking a break. Now, if you want more of a challenge for that bridge, if your weights aren't too heavy, you can add a single leg bridge here. Or stay with a double. Either way, you've got a compound movement here. I'm going to add a single leg because my weights aren't terribly heavy, but they will get heavy, I know. All right, so if you're doing a single leg, make sure that your hips stay even. And everything's nice and tight. You're not compromising your form. Upper arm stays still as you extend up. There's your exhale. All right, hopefully it's starting to get hard now, ladies, as you are working against gravity to push that weight up towards the ceiling. Well done.
Stop exercise.
Now, anything in your neck, you can always go to one arm at a time here, okay? Or again, one single weight sometimes works well for that as well, as long as it's not too heavy. All right, hands over the shoulders. Here's our final set. I've got my bridge set up. Single leg or double leg. Making sure those elbows stay right over the shoulders as you exhale, pushing those arms up. Good. Notice at the top of the motion, my weights are parallel to the floor. Wrists should stay nice and neutral, which means even with the forearm. We're not doing anything independently with those wrists. Great job, ladies. Almost there. Woo!
Stop exercise and switch to the next station.
Well done. All right, we're going to finish up with some front planks. Feel free to do a plank on a bench or on your knees if you need more back or shoulder support. Okay? We're going to do them on the forearms today. Make sure your hands are right in front of your elbows. You're reaching with your heels behind you to get those quads firing. You're pulling the abs in, you're squeezing the glutes, and your head and neck is in that nice neutral position, keeping that chest open. I'm going to do a little sawing here because for me it helps to have something going on. So if you'd like to, you can go forward and back in space. Notice how my hips are not going up and down. They're staying in the same plane on this as I'm really keeping those abs engaged. Nice, ladies.
Stop exercise.
All right, on the break, moving into a child's pose. If that feels like a good stretch for most people, it's a great stretch for the lower back, sinking into those shoulders. If you have a knee issue, you don't have to go quite so far back. All right, set number 2.
Begin set 2.
Variation option, little knee drop here. We're pedaling. Again, I'm not moving my hips. They're staying in the same plane as my body. Just doing a little knee drop. Or just hold the plank. I'm just giving you options here. For some people, it helps to pass the time. You might feel the abs a little bit more with the variation. Make sure you do come down on your knees if you feel anything in the low back. And you can certainly continue a plank on your knees, keeping everything nice and tight, okay? Another option for some of you, if you've got a shoulder or neck issue, you may feel better in a high plank, and that is perfectly fine, either on your feet or on your knees, okay? On a bench, on a chair.
Set 3.
All right, set number 3. I'm going to do a little stir the pot, which is one of my favorites. And this is only if you want more of a challenge. This one is significantly harder. You're drawing a circle in the mat with your hips. Again, staying in the same plane, keeping the abs nice and engaged. Or you're just holding the plank. Either way, we have everything working. Upper body, lower body, ab engagement, glute engagement, head and neck nice and neutral.
Stop.
Great, ladies. One final set here. Well done. You're almost there. Taking care of yourselves today. Hands right in front of the elbows. Reaching through the heels. Shoulders down, chest open.
Set 4.
Other direction on stir the pot if you're doing that. Otherwise, you're holding that plank. And this is our finale. Woo! Almost there, ladies. Great work. Finishing strong here. Woo! Looking for that break at the end. Working hard. Glutes stay tight, abs stay tight. Head and neck stay nice and neutral. Woohoo! Seconds away.
Stop exercise.
Nice job, ladies. Well done. Woo! All right, let's do some of these. Kind of opening up the chest. And we'll finish up with a little cat-cow, which is a great back stretch. Hands underneath the shoulders. Option 2, be on your knuckles if your hands, your wrists are sensitive. Shoulders are down away from your ears. Back in that tabletop position. As you inhale, you're going to lift the hips, lift the chest up, and hold. And then exhaling, pulling the navel in, tucking the hips and pelvis, dropping the head and neck. Now make sure the shoulders don't do this on either of those motions. The shoulders stay away from the ears whole time. As you inhale again, lifting the hips, lifting the chest. And exhale, pulling the navel in, tucking the tailbone, dropping the head and neck. And one more, great for the back here, great release on the back. Hips up, Shoulders down, chest open on that inhale. On the exhale, pulling the navel in, tucking the pelvis, dropping the head and neck. All right, ladies, let's go to a standing position. Opening up your chest here. Let's take a deep breath in as you inhale in front. Arms in front. Exhale, reaching up nice and tall. And again, inhale, arms in front. Exhale, reaching up nice and tall. Let's do one more, ladies. Deep breath in. And exhale, nice and tall. Thank you so much for joining me. Great job, ladies.